Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Monday, July 14th, 2025. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. A coordinated multi-agency search operation was conducted at various locations in St. Kitts and Nevis on Wednesday, July 9th. The operation was executed by the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force, the St. Kitts and Nevis Immigration Department, and the Joint Security Operations Tactical Team. It targeted individuals and groups suspected of involvement in human smuggling, organized crime, and immigration violations. The Regional Security Systems RSS and the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation FBI were also available and provided technical support to the operation. The operation resulted in the execution of 11 search warrants, 3 in Nevis and 8 in St. Kitts. A total of 30 persons were detained, including 26 adults who were arrested and 4 juveniles who were placed in care and protective custody. Multiple electronic devices and other items of evidential value were also taken into police custody. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force says the operation stands as clear demonstration of law enforcement authorities' unyielding resolve to disrupt and dismantle criminal networks and enterprises operating across the Federation. It also underscores the value of coordinated intelligence, interagency cooperation, and swift tactical execution in safeguarding national security through coordinated intelligence gathering and decisive action. Updates will be appropriately provided as the investigations progress. As the Nevis Island Administration held a town hall meeting on Sunday evening, July 13th, at the Red Cross headquarters in St. Paul's Parish, with the parliamentary representative is the Honourable Spencer Brand, he gave updates with regard to his constituency.
We are also seeing some very good progress in the Low Street, Main Street area, directly opposite the Fanny Variety Store, where we would have upgraded some drainage, we would have upgraded some change some issue that we have been having here with stagnant water, and we are hoping that we can see that project completed over the next within the next week and a half or so. I am also happy to say to those who are present here and to those who are listening that we are hoping that we will also embark on some upgrade work with some of the grills and drainage in Charlestown. We were hoping that we would complete that work before Culturama, but we had some delay, and we are hoping that right after Culturama we will get to that project. There are a number of areas in Charlestown that is in need of some road upgrade, just as in St. Thomas's, just as in St. James's, in Gingerland, and in St. John's. I would have said at the various town halls that we are not necessarily embarking on any major road construction over the next 12 to 18 months. We are pivoting on those secondary village roads, and we are looking as well at some in the St. Paul's area. So we are hoping that we'll be able to get to some of those in the not too distant future.
He also disclosed that the NIA is taking a very serious look at the Fisherman's Pier in Charlestown.
We would have had an estimate for that work maybe over 2.5 years ago, and I am waiting for an updated cost. Cabinet have asked me to get an updated cost on that project, and we are hoping that once we have that updated cost, we can find the necessary resources to implement that project.
Also on the panel was Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley and Minister of Agriculture and Culture, the Honourable Eric Evelyn. The town hall meeting was moderated by Gabriella Brantley. Meantime, as the Nevis Island Administration held its town hall meeting on Sunday, July 13th, the 5th in the last 2 weeks, Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley said the government intends to continue its conversations with the public.
What we're seeking to do with these town hall meetings, ladies and gentlemen, is really to come into the communities. We recognize that a lot of times the public, members of the public, say that they're having difficulty reaching the ministers, they're having difficulty reaching members of the government. And so we have decided to embark on this series of town hall meetings, of which these first 5 are only the first. The first batch. We intend to continue this process and to go into the byways and highways, into the villages, the communities, the towns and the hamlets across this island, and to engage with our people where they live. We invite people, of course, to come out to the town halls. We also are transmitting these town halls live via various media. And so we anticipate that the information is getting out there. What for me is critically important is really the opportunity to hear from the people, hear from the public. We say that we serve you. And we can't say that we serve you if we're not prepared to have a conversation with you, to hear your concerns, to hear your views and opinions, to hear the issues that matter to you, and certainly to get from you your own ideas, recommendations, and suggestions. There's a mistake, I think, that many make, and that is to assume that those in government have all the answers. That is just nonsense. Anybody in government tells you they have all the answers to all your problems, that is utter nonsense. The purpose of a democracy and a participative democracy is really to allow governed and the governor to engage with each other, to share ideas, to share perspectives, and hopefully through that process to ensure that we get the best decisions that are made for the advancement of the people of Nevis.
Premier, the Honorable Mark Brantley.
Over the years, this program has grown and it has evolved, but what remains constant is its focus on enriching young lives. From environmental field trips that take our children outdoors to explore Nevis's natural beauty, to the craft activities that allow them to express their creativity with their own hands. This is learning in its most engaging and interactive form. As we launch this year's program, let us celebrate all that has been accomplished and all of the possibilities which are still ahead. It is my pleasure to declare this year's program officially open. Here's to 35 years strong and many more to come.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Zanella Claxton, officially launched the 35th edition of the Nevis Public Library Summer Program on Wednesday, July 9th at the library in Charlestown. Chief Librarian of the Nevis Public Library, Anastasia Paris-Morton, gave an overview and history of the program.
The program started in 1989. I might stand corrected because at one point I saw 1988. But 1989, and I'm going based on the information that I saw, under then librarian Sonita Barrett, now Daniel, based on the format laid out in publications developed by the OECS Natural Resources Management Unit for children's library programs held each year in OECS member states. The program was an awareness program on sustainable development under the theme, Our Country, Our People, Our Future. 17 building blocks cover different topics, including the island ecosystem, cultural survivals, rainforest ecosystem, and marine resources, among others. 30 hostings later. It's not exactly 35 years because there were a couple of years in between when we did not have any program. Well, we still use the overall theme, as you can see, our country, our people, our future. However, now we also focus on local history, skills, and safety, along with the usual environmental awareness. So kudos to Mrs. Sonita Daniel and Mrs. Lornette Hanley, who each added their unique touch, creativity, and vision, which have brought us to this incredible milestone.
Paris-Morton says this year's sub-theme, Education and Fun, 35 years strong, is a celebration.
We are celebrating our history through walking tours and field trips, celebrating our people as our high school students document the life stories of some of our seniors and as we showcase the achievements of past participants, celebrating our culture through sugar cake making demonstrations and our creativity through craft, including a paint and sip activity.
She also expressed gratitude to the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union and National Caribbean Insurance Company Limited for their continued sponsorship. The Nevis Public Library's summer program will run for a period of 3 weeks. A total of 135 children are expected to participate. Nevis will host 2 signature events for St. Kitts and Nevis Restaurant Week. This year's themed ingredient is tamarind.
There'll be an R&B, rhythm and blues, tamarind brunch at Queen City Bar and Grill right in the heart of Charlestown. That's on Saturday the 19th of July. And then there'll be a tropical twist dinner at the Heritage Cafe, Nivision Heritage Village on the 24th of July. So of course we're asking you to go out and support these events and just really enjoy all that Nevis has to offer. There is a lot.
Some 24 eateries in Nevis will participate in Restaurant Week.
The objectives are to promote local consumption of local produce, encourage healthy organic eating, stimulate business for local eateries during the traditional sow season, and stimulate creativity among cooks and chefs who demonstrate novel and intuitive ways of using local ingredients selected. Members of the press, I don't know if you follow the food developments on the island and the country as much as I do. But if you do, you'll know that the ingredient this year is tamarind. Tamarind is a special ingredient that is for St. Kitts and Nevis Restaurant Week. We have already 24 restaurants in Nevis signed up to be a part of Restaurant Week, and we look forward certainly to engaging with them.
St. Kitts and Nevis Restaurant Week will run from Thursday 17th to Sunday 27th July. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes.